The Atlanta Hawks are number 7 in the Eastern Conference, and it's time that we talk about them on our road to the NBA playoffs. It looks like they'll be in the play-in tournament yet again, but this time they'll be without some impactful players like Clint Capela and also
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson. They've been without Jalen Johnson for a while, but the Clint Capela news is fairly new. What's it selling for the Hawks in the playoffs?
In the playoffs, provided I think they can at least capture the 8th seed, if nothing else. So I do see them going to the playoffs, but I do see a round one exit if they are 8 and 7. It doesn't matter. They're going home. Cleveland and Boston, round one exit, but I can believe that they will make the play-in tournament. Yes. How about
They're
you?
going to make, yeah, I definitely see them in the play-in tournament.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't see them getting out, but with
Out of the
Trae
play-in
Young,
tournament?
yeah, I don't really see it. I don't really see it. I
You,
say they go for the upset regardless because without Jalen and Clint Capella and Trae Young is dealing with his Achilles injury, I think the chips are stacked against them if they in the play-in tournament go up against the Orlando Magic, the
or
Chicago
Chicago Bulls.
Bulls,
I want to part
or
of
the
them Bulls.
Miami Heat. I mean, Miami, yeah, they're on a like 10-game losing streak right
Hmm.
now, but something about when there's something to play for, they kick it up a notch. And because they've lost so many games, the Heat have lost so many games, I think that is really starting to build some character in them. And then all of a sudden, we're going to see the Miami Heat that we're supposed to be seeing this season. So I don't think the Hawks can get by Orlando or Chicago.
I don't see them getting by Chicago, especially if you watch Kobe White play against the Lakers. I just
Ooh.
don't see. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Chicago Bulls. You don't want to see them in the play-in tournament. I don't think any team wants to see the Chicago Bulls in the play-in tournament. With that being said, I do believe because the Magic, and I'm hopeful that the Magic makes the play-in tournament. I want them to be in the postseason at the 8th seed, worst case scenario. However, I do believe that sometimes the Orlando Magic, as of late, not as the beginning of the season, because I'm all on board for Paulo, Franz, and the whole team. But with them not having Jalen and some other pieces, I don't know, right? But I do believe that the Bulls is going to take up one of them 7 or 8 spots. If Kobe White even looks like he looked against the Lakers recently, it's over 7-8 for sure. But I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks can at least keep one of the 7 or 8 seeds. I believe so. I don't see it for the Heat. You do. I don't see it for the Heat at all. But in Orlando, it's iffy for me. Depends on the day, the night that they're having at the time they play. Because playing tournaments are one and done, so anything's possible. But yeah,
Mhm.
for me, I know this is not a Chicago Bulls um, discussion, but they will have one of the 7th or 8th seeds. It's just going there.
Yeah. Kobe White,
Oh my God!
Bucelis was giving it to him, and then also Josh Giddey. Has Josh Giddey found a home with the
Yes,
Chicago Bulls? They're going to be
yeah,
somebody to talk about. They're
yeah. So
definitely going
yeah,
to be something about. The interesting thing about the Atlanta Hawks is Onyeka completely took over Capella's spot in the starting lineup. Now Capella is injured, but will they miss Capella? I'm not sure because the way Onyeka is playing, he's having a career high in all statistical categories. Will they miss him? For me, the Achilles heel would literally be Trae Young and his Achilles because without Trae Young, he's their motor. The Hawks cannot go far. It can't happen. And that's why I don't really have them coming out of the play-in tournament, but go for the upset. Why not?
yeah. Playing tournament, I haven't coming out of. Yes, yes. But first round exit, absolutely. With or without Trey Young, first round exit, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know if this would you consider this season a successful season for the Atlanta Hawks?
It's hard to say because they've had those injuries, right? Jalen Johnson in particular. But Dyson Daniels is having a career
Ooh,
year as well.
amazing.
You
He's in
talk
this.
about hands.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the discussion right now for defensive player of the year.
As
Like I
he
think
should.
I saw
Hmm.
a article, I want to say it was on NBA.com. He was number 2 behind Bam Adebayo. I said,
Hmm.
oh yeah, yes, I can see that. Talking about hands, hands, hands. What is he like, number 1 or number 2 in steals?
Yeah, number one. Yeah.
Killing the game, killing the game. So I'm good. I'm happy for him. I think that's great. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, he can get it. And then I also saw, if not defensive player of the year, most improved player. So one of those awards are up for grabs when we're talking about Dyson Daniels. So good for him. And good for him and good for the Hawks. They need that. But yeah, without Trae Young, it's pretty much a wrap.
It is, but you know,
Yeah.
I bet you the Hawks wish they still had Bogdan Bogdanovic and DeAndre Hunter because
I
what
bet you do.
Bogdan's doing with the Clippers and
Woo-wee.
what Hunter is doing with the
I
Cavs.
promise you, teams that they traded some players to that they had on their roster, not only the Hawks but other teams, those players are over there balling. They
Uh-huh.
showing out. I guess maybe it's a win-win for everybody, but yeah, Hunter would be great right now, especially with Trae Young being out. Would be great on the Hawks right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now they acquired Karis LeVert, who was out. Well, he's playing pretty good. He's in a contract year. But Terrence Mann, I don't think he's found his footing with the Atlanta Hawks.
No, he still got some of his heart left in the Clippers
Oh.
Nation. Mm-hmm. Totally,
Uh-huh.
totally. Still, some of his heart is left there. Yeah, yeah. But I think maybe next season he'll be a lot better. But other than defense, I don't know how much offense he can give them. We're talking about now going up against playoff time. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
You know what? They're right now number 7 as we speak. However, I am concerned about them because I think about the rest of their schedule for the next maybe 10 remaining games. 3 of those teams are teams that are top contenders.
Mhm.
The Hawks can't afford really based off of the tight standing that they're in. I mean, right now they are between 7, 8, and 9, maybe 2 to 3 games. They lose a couple of games and they can find themselves in the ninth spot. So, it's really tight for them. So they really can't afford to losing those games. But we're talking about going up against the Rockets, Bucks, and Knicks. In some of these next 10 games, that's going to be hard for the Hawks. It'll only take 3 games to put them all the way into the ninth spot.
Yeah, but the good thing is below that, ain't nobody to even look back for 11 through 15 because those
Oh
people
no, I don't
uh-huh.
know why the NBA app just don't have a 0 next to their name at this point. They out of contention. Come on, Toronto, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and Charlotte. If they don't put a 0 next to those teams on this NBA app standings list, I don't know what to tell you. Toronto 32 games behind the number 1 spot.
Yeah, they're out. They're out. But that's what's going to work in the favor of the Atlanta Hawks or anybody 7
Yeah.
through 10.
Yes,
You ain't got nothing
absolutely.
to worry about.
None to worry about.